Hi everybody, welcome back. Wow, 我们来回顾一下上节课的干货吧。上节课，露露带着大家分析了几个金句呢？Three. Very good. Number 1. There, they set up an incense table upon which they placed cakes of the sort which Chang'e used to enjoy eating. Number 2. And as for relatives who are located too far away to join us, we send our thoughts to them via the moon. Number 3. Although we have drifted far apart, if we can all enjoy the moon on this one occasion, we can sense that each of us feels the same affectionate thoughts. Good. 那么今天我们来玩点刺激的，我们来试试模仿造句，如何呀？ Okay. Number 1. There, they put up a tent in which they put a lamp of the sort which people no longer use. 2 witches. Wonderful. Number 2. And as for friends who are located too far away to join us, we send our blessings to them via social media. 是不是感觉很时髦呀？ Social media. Number 3. Although we haven't contacted each other for a long time, if we follow each other on social networking, we can trust that each of us feels the affection of these thoughts. 那么同学们呢？在我们讨论最喜欢哪个部分前，先和露露一起看看整个故事的框架吧。通过前3节课的学习，我们知道整个故事分为2个部分。Number 1, the Mid-Autumn Festival. Number 2, the most famous legend. 那每个部分呢都有4个关键词。我们先来看 Mid-Autumn Festival 的部分。关于 Mid-Autumn Festival，我们有4个关键词 ：food, legend, meaning for us, moral。我们知道 food 是什么 ？delicious mooncake。那么 legend， 嫦娥 who flew to the moon. That's the most famous legend. And the meaning for us, an occasion for reunions. For relatives who are located too far away to join us, we send our thoughts to them via the moon. And the moral of the story, thoughts going back to their hometowns and full of affection for their king folk. And precious cultural legacy of the Chinese people. Wonderful. Alright, 那么故事的第2个部分是整个关于 the legend, the most famous legend, 嫦娥 who flew to the moon. OK, 那要记住整个 legend 的故事脉络，我们要通过4个人物来进行。First one, 嫦娥 Second one, 后羿 And then, 庞蒙 And then, people in the village. Good. 我们首先来看后羿 Who is 后羿? The fame of 后羿spread far and wide because he shot down 9 suns with his magic bow. After this, many ambitious men admired him and went to him to learn his skill. And 嫦娥 was 后羿's wife. Okay, and then 后羿obtained from the Queen Mother of the West a bag containing a herb of immortality. Okay, 嫦娥 was 后羿's wife. 后羿 obtained from the Queen Mother of the West a bag containing a herb of immortality. 后羿 gave the herb of immortality to his wife for temporary safekeeping, and 嫦娥 put it in her dressing table. Now, one of 后羿 students, 庞蒙, who was possessed by the desire for immortality, he took advantage of 后羿 absence on a hunting trip with his other students to burst into his master's quarters, sword in hand. He forced 嫦娥to hand over to him the herb of immortality. 嫦娥, knowing that she was no match for 庞蒙, 嫦娥, in this desperate situation, took out the herb and swallowed it herself. Immediately, her body became light, and she flew up to heaven. The same evening, Hou Yi returned home and heard what had happened during the day. Heartbroken, Hou Yi sent his companions into the flower garden which Chang'e had loved, and there they set up an incense table upon which they placed cakes of the sort which Chang'e had liked to eat. And then they began to worship Chang'e's far away in the moon palace. She was worried about her husband. Chang'e landed on the moon, which was the nearest place to the mortal world. She then became an immortal on the moon. And when people heard about this, they all scrambled to set up incense tables under the moon and prayed to her for good fortune and tranquility. Well, 如果现在问大家最喜欢的部分，我相信大家肯定可以脱口而出自己最喜欢的故事部分啦。Okay, so when we tell the story, we can remember that it is divided into two sections. 1. Information about the festival. 2. The most famous legend, which involves Chang'e, Hou Yi, Pang Meng, and people. 所以同学们可以从中学一个小 tip， 就是记忆故事或是画出情节曲线的时候，既可以根据时间线路，也可以通过人物本身入手。好的，今天的课程就这么多啦，下次我们会更加深入讨论这个故事的 moral。所以今天的思考问题是 What does Mid-Autumn Festival mean to you?